when the noise fades, and the phone stops when the noise fades, and the phone stops buzzing. You sit in your own silence and feel something you can't quite explain. A quiet distance. A loneliness that doesn't make sense, because you are surrounded by people, but rarely truly seen by them. If you're emotionally intelligent, you probably know this feeling well. You read rooms effortlessly. You notice the slight shift in someone's tone. You can tell when a friend says, "I'm fine," but means, "I'm drowning." You sense tension before anyone else does. You soften your words to avoid hurting someone. You hold space. You regulate your reactions. You choose empathy over ego. From the outside, it looks like strength. From the inside, it can feel isolating. Emotionally intelligent people often feel lonely, not because they lack connection, but because they crave depth, and depth is rare. Imagine this. You're at dinner with friends. Everyone is laughing, sharing stories, talking about work, relationships, daily frustrations. You listen, you nod, you contribute, but part of you is watching from the inside. You notice who feels insecure, who's trying too hard, who's masking pain with humor. You understand what isn't being said. And sometimes you wish someone would look at you that way too. Not just hear your words, but sense the weight behind them. That's the paradox of emotional intelligence. You are fluent in the language of feelings, but not everyone speaks it back. Psychologically, emotional intelligence means being aware of your own emotions and the emotions of others, being able to regulate them and respond appropriately. It's a beautiful skill. It allows you to navigate conflict with grace, to comfort others without judgment, to pause instead of react. But it also means you are constantly processing, constantly filtering, constantly adjusting yourself for the emotional climate around you. You become the safe one. And safe people are often leaned on, but not leaned into. There's a subtle difference. When people lean on you, they rely on your stability. They trust you to carry weight. But when they lean into you, they open themselves vulnerably, fully, without masks. Many emotionally intelligent people find that others lean on them, but rarely lean into them. You may be the friend who gives relationship advice, but doesn't share your own heartbreak in detail. The sibling who mediates family arguments, but hides your own frustration. The colleague who smooths over tension in meetings, but goes home feeling drained. You are so used to managing emotions that you forget what it feels like to express them freely. And sometimes, you don't even forget. You just don't feel safe enough. Because when you see through people easily, you also see their limitations. You know who can hold your truth and who will misunderstand it. You know who will minimize your feelings. So you stay measured. You share in layers. You protect your inner world carefully. Over time, that protection becomes isolation. There's also another layer to this loneliness. High emotional intelligence often comes with high self-awareness. You analyze your own reactions. You question your motives. You replay conversations in your mind, not to judge others, but to understand yourself better. You ask, was I too harsh? Was I too quiet? Did I express that clearly? That constant self-reflection can create a gap between you and spontaneity. While others move through life reacting instinctively, you are observing yourself reacting. You become both the actor and the audience in your own life. That awareness can be exhausting, and exhaustion can feel like loneliness. Another reason emotionally intelligent people feel alone is because they struggle with superficiality. Small talk feels draining. Gossip feels empty. Surface-level connections feel like emotional fast food, temporarily filling, but not nourishing. You crave conversations about fears, purpose, childhood wounds, dreams that keep people awake at night. You want to know what shaped someone, what they're afraid to admit, what they're healing from. But not everyone is ready to go there. So you find yourself smiling through conversations that don't feed you. You participate, but you don't fully arrive. And slowly, you start to feel like an outsider in ordinary spaces. There's also the burden of understanding. When someone hurts you, your first instinct might not be anger, but analysis. They reacted that way because they're insecure. They shut down because they're afraid of conflict. You empathize even when you're the one in pain. That empathy is powerful, but it can also silence your own needs. You forgive quickly. You rationalize behavior. You give second chances. But who is advocating for you? That quiet question sits beneath the surface of emotional intelligence. When you're always the one understanding, forgiving, and extending grace, it's easy to forget that you deserve the same care in return. Your loneliness isn't a flaw. It's often the result of giving more emotional space than you receive, of being the strong one so often that people forget you need support too. The truth is, depth can feel isolating in shallow spaces. But you are not meant to carry everything alone. You deserve connection where your strength is valued and your softness is held.